All right, next topic.
In the previous topic, you brought up something that I wanted to discuss about. You basically were talking about like the influence of something, about the influence of like social media, or you just hinted at just one little word. I forget what it was already,
What?
but you're just talking about the influence of social media, or whatever,
Oh.
and music and all that kind of stuff. So there is obviously, first and foremost, before we even really get into this topic, because we're going to touch on it briefly, but rest in peace to everyone that was murdered in the Texas shooting that took place. When was that? At this point, last Tuesday.
So almost a week.
Yeah,
Which is crazy. Time is flying.
Shit is crazy. I'm not gonna get into that because I think that should have its own separate sort of discussion. But definitely wanted to say rest in peace as this topic is related to it. But basically, what happened is as a result of that, a Texas representative by the name of Ronnie Jackson, not familiar with who these people are, which is not a flex. You should know who your politicians are, but he basically.
I mean, if you live in Texas, you probably know who he
you
is.
should know, but I'm not anywhere near there.
Yeah.
But he blames rap music and video games for the Uvalde shooting, and hopefully I pronounced that correctly. Or at least he alluded to that being the influence and the cause of.
It's always rap music. They always try to do rap music in there.
Yeah.
I never heard a single rap song that encouraged shooting in elementary school. Someone point me to it. I would love to hear it and see for myself.
Yeah. Never heard of it. I think that it's an interesting thing, and this kind of also ties into like the crackdown on drill in the Bronx that just recently happened. It's so interesting because it's like, I understand it in the context that yes, black music does influence black culture, and black people to live a certain life. There's obviously a influence with gang culture, and people want to.
Because the same thing we were just talking about, the aesthetics.
Yeah, it's the aesthetics.
A lot of men, especially who struggle with identity problems, and they get their identity from music and rappers, for sure.
Yeah, and they want to get the slang. They want to throw up the gang signs. They want to feel protected. I get all those different things. So that's definitely a thing, and I think that especially with today's music and the popularity of social media and all that stuff, enhances it even more. And now you're 100% going to get some kid, at least one, that's going to want to be a gangbanger and have guns and tote guns and money phones and all that kind of stuff. You're 100% going to get those. But like you said, those people are not going in the schools. They don't look. Any of these school shooters have never, or mass shooters in general, have never remotely looked like black people. Mm-mm. Like none of them have ever been with what the media would want you to perceive as people that are dangerous, like people with face tats. Which is the crazy
part, right? Like, yeah, I don't even see that these shooters had tattoos.
Yeah,
I would have to go back and look. Doesn't seem like it to me.
They look like school shooters, and when you say somebody looks like a school shooter, it's not a description of a black person.
No.
And to me, what's the statistic? 98% or 95% of all murders committed by black people were against other black people.
Yeah, I think so.
Something to that effect. It might be 98. I think it's 98 or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's like,
which is just crime.
And that's
like
just
they love to use that black on black crime thing, but it's just crime.
No, it's just crime.
Because crime happens based on proximity. If you live by black people, then who else are you gonna kill?
Yeah, and that's only happening in the community. So to me, I don't see how even the music is influencing mass shootings, right? Just in the same way that I don't know. Like, it's just crazy that they harp on the black music thing.
It's like they want to demonize us so bad.
Because look at every form of violence that you could possibly think of is always
with white people.
Promote that, like the actual in real life examples, but I'm also talking about in entertainment. It's all like, I don't want to say it's white creations, but yeah,
war movies, shooting, like
gangster movies.
Isn't Top Gun about to come out? Is that like shooting? And
yeah,
stuff?
You're shooting down like planes and stuff like that.
Like how many World War II movies have we seen? Dunkirk. There's always like a lot of these violent movies. How many? Like 300. I mean, those are historical stuff.
Those are historical, but like
even besides that, there's still a lot of like murders. Murders like movies, but murdering and violence and wars and
and rape and everything else, and those are doing $1 billion in the box office.
Yeah, and they never bring up those.
And for people to think, because look what happened, like the guy dressed up as a Joker. What happened?
Yeah.
Right. So to me,
and that was movie inspired. If you want to say something was inspired by.
Yeah, and to me, those are the things that really inspire people, and also that whole goth culture. I'm not gonna say goth people are school shooters, but I mean that whole like moody sort of.
Like I hate the world.
It's that I hate the world. That's all from rock culture, and not black people rock culture. That's like the heavy metal, white people rock.
Screamo.
Yeah, screamo, and I hate the world, and I'm gonna rape all these women. Yeah. And I'm doing tons of drugs, and you want to talk about pedophilia and how that was a huge thing in rock. And I don't mean to point the finger at all these different genres, but I'm gonna point the finger at all these different genres.
Because they never do.
Yeah. Right? Like all these people.
They wouldn't blame us. Like
where you think why they considered certain drugs to be even white people drugs. And there's no black people rapping about taking ecstasy and MDMA and
Molly and
like nobody's rapping about. I mean, Molly people rapped about, but
true.
And Molly is a form of ecstasy, but I mean more specific. Like there's so many other drugs. Like black people aren't taking shrooms like that. Like all those different things came from that type of music. Like that whole like. I'm misunderstood, all that type of music, that influence.
And the rock star lifestyle and
all that stuff, the painting, the nails, all that kind of stuff came from that music. It never came from rap music. Like even Pumped Up Kicks, that whole song is about shooting up a school.
Yeah. Like that's so scary.
Everybody was dancing.
Yeah.
Dancing to that song, but they'll never point to. I mean, we highlighted it, but the federal officials, they're not gonna highlight that song. All these kids with the pumped up kicks better run faster than my gun, and they think they think that.
And they want to blame what? Like, what song could we think of that they trying to blame?
Too Sexy.
I can't.
Too sexy for this drip. And they think that's.
And the game thing too. It's like, and I could understand that games might perpetuate violence anymore, but can it influence it? I don't know. I think if you just are an evil person deep down, you're just gonna be an evil person. Like the games could push it more, but it's like how many of us have played those games and never in our life decided to go shoot up a school? I grew up I was playing GTA since I was like 6, 7 years old. Did I decide that now I'm gonna go get a gun and kill people because I play GTA? No.
Yeah, and I've seen extremely violent movies, played extremely violent video games my whole life. I told you I was one of the top Call of Duty players in a certain era, and I never thought I was gonna go walk into high school.
Like, clearly, there's something wrong. Like, I think the main issues with these shootings is there's a mental health problem and there's a gun problem. Easier
access to guns. Now,
that's it.
An interesting video I came across earlier was Trump talking about this in 2019, I think, or 20-something, 2017, 2018, something like that. But he was basically getting at somebody about the assault rifle age thing. He was basically saying, he was like, why is it that you have to be 21 to get a handgun, but the gun that's causing all of these mass shootings you can get at 18? Like, it doesn't make sense. So it's like you're making the age higher for the handgun, but the one that's doing all of this in the first place is 18.
You can't even drink. I can't even go buy a beer.
You could barely vote. You telling me I could?
At 21. All these people, you can't even go into a store and buy alcohol at 21, but you can buy a gun.
You can't buy cigarettes.
It's crazy.
Because cigarettes is 21. You telling me you could get an assault rifle? It's crazy. But the idea that the school shooting was directly derived from rap music is crazy. Like, I get that there's definitely a lot of we gonna spin the block, we shooting ops, all that kind of stuff. But even as horrible as that is, it's still being done on like one block. Like you're fighting your enemies. You're not going.
And people do get strays.
And that's
a lot.
Crazy. Yeah. People get hit all the time.
A girl just died in the Bronx.
I told you, he did a drive-by on a scooter. Like apparently people
killed a random like 11-year-old or something.
Apparently people have been buying the scooters and driving those around because there's no plates.
Stupid.
So people can't.
I think he turned himself in.
Shit is crazy.
He was like 17, 18.
They were gonna get him anyway, but anyway, rap music definitely influences something. It can definitely still influence drug use too. Like, of course, like smoking weed and selling crack and all those negative things. All those things are still true. But for school shootings, some other genre got to take the rap for that one, because the people that do it don't even look like us.
Yeah, like, so please stop blaming us. Like that's so crazy and psychotic, and like I just don't get it. like I said it a million times, I just don't get why we're such a target. I know we're cool. I know we're the
because it's easy to.
We're just like
it's the easiest scapegoat because they demonize you, and then now everybody has this pre notion.
But I just don't get the push to keep demonizing us. Like it's like they really fear black people in our power. Like it's really sad and really embarrassing that you feel that inferior to us. That you always have to use us and demonize us because you're scared of us, and not scared that we're gonna hurt you. Scared because that we're gonna take over. That's why that guy did that Buffalo shooting. Great replacement theory. They fear us because we are just, I don't know. I don't want to get into that, but you know how I feel about blacks and our power and our genetic makeup.
Okay. So anyway, if you're not gonna get into it,
no,
like,
but like you know how that's like a conversation always about like how we're just obviously everything came from Africa. That's what like the thing is the science points to, and how this theory is that all the other races came from black people and that they're inferior because of their skin burns sticking out in the sun. Like and there was even a study.
I got you. But let's pull out from that.
You told me not to get. You said get into it. Then.
No, I didn't. Oh. No, I said if you're not gonna get into it, then why are you like slowly?
That's why I stopped. That's why I didn't get into it.
Yeah, because I want to just keep it. I don't mean to cut you off like that, but I want to keep it specific to the music part.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, it's just crazy. I've never seen them blame any other genre.
And other music, I wonder what it is. I wonder if they're actually. You think it's partially because they don't understand what we're saying. They don't
understand this ignorance. A lot of people have this perception of what rap is and don't actually listen to what the rap is. Like they don't read the words as poetry. They don't see it as poetry though, because a lot of some of it's not. A lot of these rappers do give us a bad name, which it shouldn't even be a bad name. That's just what they want to do.
You know what's crazy about that too is that like when you actually, like you said, when you actually read some of the lyrics, it's like. Yeah, like they really poetic. Like it almost makes it sometimes better with certain songs. It's almost better to read the lyrics than actually listen to the song.
I read the lyrics whenever I hear a new song for the first time. That's why I like how Apple does it. I read along with it.
Like that's why I did that breakdown before when I was talking about Trackstar, when you actually break down.
Yeah, the lyrics. Because people are just saying, thinking it's just like a lighthearted, funny song. But like, no, listen to what he's saying. And no one ever wants to do that. They don't take us seriously. They see us as entertainment. They see us as these violent, demonic people. They see us as like, how they always seen us, like with the big butts, like a circus, like, we play sports and we're good at sports. So they see us, they're just watching and amazing, like how they've always been for centuries. They don't see us as humans and they don't see us as intelligent and poetic. Cause rap is poetry, but they won't see it that way. And they'll never sit down and take the time to actually listen and understand. And like, it's even funny too, cause I'll see stuff that comes up on TikTok of like a lyric breakdown, and I was like, oh my god, I just realized that's what he meant. Like this is like a triple entendre. I'm like, yeah, like really listen to this stuff. Like this stuff is like a lot of hidden meanings in these songs and a lot of triple, double meanings. Like, but people just look at us as a face value, or just listen to the chorus and just listen to the hype stuff and don't actually really listen to what rap is and learn about it. Ignorance is just the main thing in this world that's like ruins everything.
Yeah, it's unfortunate and for them to be like, I get it, but at the same time, like doing such a crackdown on just black music specifically, because like
it's so sad.
Let's crack down on all violence then, like,
yeah.
Because again, like there is influence that we can't, not pay attention to with rap music, but it's not at the most influential.
Yeah. Like a genre
in terms of perpetuating like negativity and violence.
Yeah. Like since like you said, they had that whole meeting in New York. When did they have a whole meeting for Marvel movies, or just any type of movies that have violence in it? I haven't seen it.
Yeah, or guns, or like any of the cartel movies, or like
the Irishman just came out on Netflix a few years ago. There was no crackdown on that.
No, the thing about the Irishman is it's loosely based on a true event. That's why I was gonna bring up the De Niro movies, but all of them were basically like. But
even stuff that's based on true events doesn't mean we have to see them. Like that's my point. Like obviously I want to see them, because for me I'm not bothered by music, movies, none of that. I'm not bothered by it. But if they're gonna be bothered by rap music, then you have to be bothered by everything.
Yeah, I agree.
And don't just single us out.
Like, let's not show Ozark then.
Yeah.
Ozark, they were shooting people left and right.
Literally.
And I love Ozark.
Yeah. That's fine. I'm not complaining.
Yeah, I'm not complaining about anything.
But it's like if they're gonna say something, then you
but
gotta.
Yeah, if we're gonna talk
them,
then let's talk.
Yeah.
Because we could point out a million different things.
Yeah. Just stupid.
Sons
they want to, and especially these Texas people who are pro guns. They just want to blame everybody except what the actual problem is.
Yeah, like look at shows like Sons of Anarchy. Like, I never watched that show, but I would imagine it's about a motorcycle gang, and all those motorcycle gangs do is drugs and move drugs the same way that black gangs do. Mm-hmm. But they're just white. They're just white motorcycle gangs, and they want the leather jackets seem cool and all that kind of stuff, and the bandanas and sunglasses. I got you. I understand that fits their aesthetic more. I understand why it happens that way. But if we want to point to any of these shows, we can point to all of them because we don't have the same representation they have. So it's impossible for us to be able to perpetuate a message louder.
Yeah. And I just love how they assume too. How you know this guy who did the shooting even listened to rap?
Yeah, he didn't log into his Spotify.
Like,
you didn't
how
see
do you
it.
know? You don't have no basis to your argument.
Or nor does he listen to rap.
Yeah. Just stupid.
Yeah.
You know how I feel. What was his race? Was he white or Spanish?
No
offense, a lot of Spanish people are ops too. A lot of them. They really be trying to.
Oh boy, is he white?
Push themselves to. They like to get as close to whiteness as they can. Some of them. Oh yeah, he's white.
He white for real.
Yo.
He look like he run the country.
He look like he got recessive traits. That's why he mad.
That's a nasty fit too.
Yeah, baggy ass suit.
Let's get him out of here. Anyway, yeah. Got anything else on that? Or we good?
No, I don't even want to give my energy to these people.
All right, we good.